Hello everybody and welcome to my channel, The Real Super Sam. Today I have a top 5 stories list probably some of you guys did not think would happen, and I hope you enjoy. Silvermane has always had one of my favorite villain designs from Spider-Man, and it seems this guy is still a little unknown to the public. He has a rich history, well, rich enough, and plenty of stories for me to make a top 5 list for. Silvio Manfredi used to be the leader of the Magia crime family. Then, the superheroes Cloak and Dagger attempted to kill him for revenge, and it's got this guy stuck in a metal cyborg suit to survive. The Spectacular Spider-Man cartoon had him in 2 episodes. In his first one, episode 23, Gangland, they did a mix of the normal guy and Cyborg by giving him a power suit. I think that was a good mix for the show. Oh yeah, and in the show they made him Silver Sable's father. Yeah, that's not something that happens in the comics. With that said, here are the top 5 best Silvermane stories. Number 5, Similar Machines. This story is a 2-parter and it happened in Deathlock Volume 2, Issues 6 and 7. Deathlock's son is tangled up with Silvermane and his gang, so he tries to shut the crime boss down. But of course, Silvermane is a cyborg now, like Deathlock, making for a unique dynamic between hero and villain in the story. In fact, Silvermane gets an upgrade, becoming more machine than ever before. So, for this story, it's really interesting that this happened to Silvermane, and he goes up against the Punisher and Deathlock at the same time, but he gets away at the end. I found this to be a great Silvermane story because of its uniqueness in the mythos. A confrontation with Punisher and fighting Deathlock when he's a cyborg. He actually is not a crazy old man, because at the start when he had this cyborg body, he was kind of mindless, but this is where, he can talk and he has plans and all that. We see that Silvermane now has actually learned to trust machines more and more, hence why he's getting more and more robot. Number 4, Vengeance is Mine, Sayeth the Sword. This was a one-shot, sort of a one-shot, in the Spectacular Spider-Man Annual 2. One night, the Magia gets foiled by a robbery by a guy calling himself the Rapier, and Silvermane later goes to the Bugle to get the story and pictures cancelled, getting the attention of Peter Parker. It's revealed that the new character is an old goon of Silvermane who the mob boss tried to have killed, and later he shoots Silvermane with his special sword. Actually, that's why Silvermane was on a life support system when Dagger shot him later in the future, which in turn confined him into the robot body. The reason I like this tale is because it is classic Silvermane, a normal mob boss who's passed today has come back for revenge, although he's not as ruthless and violent as at first thought. This was after his tussle with the third Green Goblin, where he fell to the floor of a theater from like 2 stories. Silvermane can't catch a break, it seems. His whole new young life, he's just been getting beaten over and over again. He wasn't even in the story much, but it's the best tale to see what Silvermane is like to everyone normally, and you can tell why he became the Magia leader, why just his head is so important in the future of Marvel Comics. Number 3, Beneficial Alliances, Warzone, Division of Power, From the Inside Out. Yep, this is a 4-issue miniseries that was titled Spider-Man: The Power of Terror. Magia leader Caesar Circio meets with Silvermane tonight, and he is unfazed by Silvermane's attempts to retake control of the gang. Seeing Silvermane's cybernetic body in a life support unit, he doesn't think that the elderly mobster has what it takes to regain control of the Magia crime family. However, Silvermane has made an alliance with many of the gangs operating in Hell's Kitchen, and he has commissioned the creation of a brand new Scorpion that will outperform the original. Silvermane now puts his plan into action to take over the city, and his goal now is to transfer himself into Deathlock's body. It works, since Deathlock, the Michael Collins one, didn't want to risk the safety of many innocents and surrender to the mob boss. It's another crazy story with Cyborg Silvermane. The guy has gone a little crazy, fantasizing about killing every superhero who's crossed him. He betrays people who's helped him and is only focused on one thing, his revenge. At the end, things revert back to normal, but having a bloodthirsty Silvermane was a change of pace in his mythos here that I actually found very intriguing. Number 2, First Blood, This Blood is My Blood. This story was in Web of Spider-Man issues 79 and 80. There is a robot underground who stays operational with tons of wires coming out of him, and he's sending other cyborgs after Spider-Man. Obviously, the robot is Silvermane, surprisingly alive still, and has kidnapped Spider-Man to drain all of his blood out of him and into Silvermane's robot body so he can get back to normal. Yeah, it's like Spider-Man versus the zombie cyborg. Silvermane isn't brain dead anymore like he was when the Kingpin wanted him in Spectacular Spider-Man issues 94 to 96. This time, Silvermane has a plan and can speak. With a superpowered body, it takes Spider-Man and another hero to take him down. This story reminds me a bit of Spider-Man Taz episode 50 with Mysterio's girlfriend who was hooked up in wires, but it was a cool event with him returning, and it was definitely the most horrifying Silvermane has ever been in my opinion. And number 1, the web closes if this be Bedlam, with death without warning. This is Silvermane's first appearance across the Amazing Spider-Man issues 73 to 75. Silvermane was a powerful crime lord, but before Spider-Man's time, and now Silvermane has grown old, and this week he has learned of a secret table or tablet that held the secret to eternal youth. He kidnaps Dr. Kirk Connors and gets the tablet to create a serum that will turn him back into a youthful man. Connors does this and it works. The primetime Silvermane is back in action and claiming his place as crime lord of New York. Yeah, Silvermane's first appearance is still his best story. When it comes to Spider-Man's place in the issues, he first saves the Shocker's girlfriend from Silvermane's henchman Man Mountain Marco, and by investigating the kidnapping of Dr. Connors, he faces down young Silvermane, who keeps de-aging right in front of him while they fight, getting younger every second, to the point where he knees Spider-Man in the head and doesn't even hurt him. Silvermane in here shows he's not one to be pushed around. This is the stuff Spider-Man Taz used when putting in the character in the show, and in this story, he's desperate for one goal, to be young again. Many people notice already where he de-ages into non-existence at the end, getting his youth he wanted in spades. This is his apparent death, making a big deal about it on the cover of issue 75. In foresight, the show made him, like in Spider-Man Taz, when they made him revert to just be a baby who could talk, which was really silly, but I guess I get it. Silvermane's first appearance here was a pretty big event, since the tablet had been in Spider-Man comics since issue 68. And those are the top 5 best Silvermane stories. After making this video, I actually think his media appearances really improved on the character, letting us see him as more of a crime boss than someone in the superpowered world. I kind of wanted to put his appearances in Spectacular Spider-Man, where he was a mindless robot just after Dagger for her light power, but that wasn't really a story with the Silvermane character exactly. He wasn't himself. Sometimes his robot stuff is just silly. I don't think much would change if he became a Punisher enemy instead of Spider-Man's. Maybe he worked better against Deathlock as a Cyborg and Punisher, if Punisher ever fought him as a normal man. Also, I forgot, but Silvermane was in the Daredevil TV show universe, so that's cool. With that all said, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.